Do you want to learn how to basically get a guaranteed godly every single day in Anime Champion Simulator? Well, today I'm going to be showing you guys the best method to farm capsules up to Galaxy 2 and earn yourselves those godly cosmics for your damage teams. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to like and subscribe. It's completely free and it really helps me out. But with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so first of all, you're basically going to need a pretty high damage team as well as having dungeons unlocked, which does require you to be up to the virtual palace and have all the quests completed. So if you don't have that, then make sure to go do that and come back to this video later. And it kind of depends on what cosmic you're going for, but for this video, I'm going to be going for Gojo, which is in the Cursed City. You can do this all the way up to, I believe, the Land of Ants is the one that's the most efficient. You might be able to do Sawblade City, I don't really know. But you're going to need a pretty good damage team. For example, I'm using this team and I have about 5 Godlys here. Having a bunch of punch units would be optimal, so Titan and Boxer would be really good. And I would also suggest using a damage potion, especially for the higher floors if you guys want to maximize your gain. And you're also probably going to need a luck potion, whether it's the holiday luck potion or the regular luck potion. Any luck potion is going to dramatically increase the gain. So the dungeons are about to start, so we're going to go and head over to the Champion Odyssey. So the dungeons have just started, and so what I'm going to go ahead and do is sometimes it takes a while for it to load. I'm not really sure why. They should probably fix that soon. But right now I'm on floor 1 and I'm going to go all the way down to floor 3 because that is where the orb I need to open is at. You can do this with a pretty bad team, but it's generally going to be a lot less effective if your team isn't very strong. Obviously, if you're doing lower floors, then it wouldn't matter as much, but if you're going to like floor 3, then I would suggest having a decently strong team. You can see these things called souls here, which is the currency in the dungeons here. And for every dungeon, me personally, I like to go for around 5 million souls before I open on floor 3. Keep in mind, you can't go down floors, so if you are going to go for a capsule, never go above that floor, because if you do, you're not going to be able to go back down to it. But we just cleared floor 1, or we're about to, and now I'm going to head to floor 2. On screen here, you can see every single egg that is in each floor. So if you are curious about which floor has what egg, then you can see here. Anything past Galaxy 2 is considered to be pretty inefficient because of how long it takes to clear the floors, but maybe in future updates it'll be easier. So I'm just going to keep running down floor 2. I generally like to have about 20 to 30 minutes before I start opening, because that is how long it takes me to open about 6 million souls worth. If I didn't have any potions, it would probably be a lot worse, but you know, this is kind of a sacrifice that you have to make if you want to have these guaranteed godlies, I guess. I didn't even realize I didn't apply a damage potion. I'm probably going to do that now just because it won't really matter, since I'm only going to be using it for about 20 minutes anyways. I've personally memorized most of the maps up to floor 3, but if you guys haven't yet, then here on screen you can see each map of the dungeons. Feel free to pause if you guys want, but here we are. We're about to clear floor 2. I should probably set my units to auto ability, and so you guys are probably confused. So on floor 3 is the orb that I'm actually trying to go for, which is the Cursed Summon orb, or the Gojo orb, and you guys can see that I am clearing it, but I'm not one-shotting everything, which is why I would recommend to have a damage potion on. Also because the boss here has about 100 quadrillion HP, which is pretty tough and takes a couple minutes. I actually think it might be 200, but I'm not completely sure. But you know, if you do go down to like floor 2 or floor 1 to farm the orb from that region, then you'll probably need dramatically less souls to obtain. And not only that, but when you have lower floors, you clear it faster, so that you probably will get the amount you need to open a lot quicker. Like if you are farming the first floor for the Apex Summon orb just to farm like Cosmic Essence, you could probably start opening around 40 minutes, and you could probably get upwards of 50 to 100 capsules, or probably even more. Every single capsule in the dungeon system has 200 times more luck than the base orbs, but I'm not sure if that actually applies to the orb enhancers or not, and I'm pretty sure the orb enhancers actually make it 2 times luckier for a regular orb, because if you guys didn't know, an orb enhancer makes it 20% luckier, and if you multiply that by the 5 possible orb enhancers that you can equip, then that would get you at around 100% extra luck, or 2x luck. So basically every orb from here is going to be 100 times more lucky than an orb with all the enhancers in the base world. But here we are at floor 3, and this is the highest floor that I'm going to go up to. I generally wouldn't recommend going beyond this right now as of update 11 unless you're an absolute beast. If you guys didn't know, you can stand on these chandeliers and you actually won't get hit, as far as I know. I cleared this boss in about 2 to 3 minutes, I believe, which is pretty good. I'm gonna have to do this floor about 5 or 6 times to get the desired amount, and you you always want to use your ultimate ability when the boss is vulnerable to get maximum damage. When you actually leave the game, like when you clear a floor, if you want to redo that floor, you actually stay on the same floor, which is why you cannot go down floors. So as I said earlier, make sure to stay on the floor that you want to open the orb on. All right, so I just cleared the dungeon. As you guys can see, I earned about 1 million souls, and I'm gonna go for around 6 million. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rejoin the game so that the floor reloads itself, and I'll see you guys after I've rejoined the game. All right, so here we are back in the game. I forgot to mention this will only really work in a private server, because essentially when you're in a public server and multiple people try to run a dungeon and they load different floors, because some people might be on floor 1, some people might be on floor 2, it ends up loading too much because the memory in this game is actually too low, and it might end up crashing the game. I have experienced this a couple times when I've been going for floor 5, which is very annoying. So if you guys aren't in a VIP server, I would recommend investing in one, not just for that, but also because, you know, you can open there overnight if you want, and sometimes the developers only end up shutting down public servers and not private servers, so that could save you some time if you are obviously asleep and opening. But yeah, so we're still on floor 3, and I'm gonna keep running it down, and I'm gonna farm to about 5 or 6 million souls. Hopefully we end off with about 30 to 28 minutes left, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep farming these souls until we have about 5 or 6 million, and I'll see you guys after we have all of our souls. Alright, so there we go. I just finished clearing floor 3 again, and I have about 6.67 million souls, and I still have about 28 minutes left, so I'm going to go up to the capsule that I need to get. If you guys do need to find the location of the orb that you want to open, then you can rewind and you can see where I showed the map of every single one. These little lime type structures are what are going to be the capsules, so I'm going to go down here, and I have approximately 28 minutes left, and I'm going to use a holiday potion because I just find that they are a lot luckier since they are a 0.5x multiplier. So now I have 166x luck, and I'm going to open this orb right here. So we're going to start opening, and I might be able to spend all of this. I don't really know. It's going to be pretty close, but the math behind it here says that if I open 27 minutes worth of this capsule, and seeing as these capsules are 100 times luckier than the normal capsule, then opening this capsule for 27 minutes should hypothetically be the same as opening 2,700 minutes of this orb in the overworld, and 2,700 minutes divided by 60 would be 45 hours worth of opening in the main world. If you know math better than I do, then feel free to correct me, but as far as I know, this should be worth 45 hours worth of opening in the regular world. And you can do this hypothetically 12 times a day because it does come around every 2 hours. So if you did that hypothetically for 12 times every day, which isn't really that possible, but say you did, you would open for about 540 hours of the overworld by only doing the dungeon 12 times. And if you divide that by days, which is 24, then you would essentially be opening for 22.5 days just by doing this dungeon and opening for 27 minutes for all 12 of the dungeons that you can do today. That math may be a little bit confusing, but if you understand it, you do. But basically all I'm saying is that it's very effective. But I'm gonna go ahead and open up all the souls that I have for the remaining 25 minutes, and let's see how many orbs we're able to pull. Alright, so after we just spent all the time opening, we ended up getting ourselves around 16 capsules, which was kind of unfortunate. Usually I average around 20 every dungeon I do, but I'm just going to use a 16. So let's say that I got 16 capsules per dungeon and I did 12 of those a day. I would end up with around 200 capsules when you open these capsules, and the longer you go without actually pulling a godly, the higher chance you have to pull one, and it's actually exponential. So if you go past like 100, I believe, it's gonna start scaling up higher and higher from there, and eventually you're gonna have crazy multipliers, so you're gonna be able to get a godly like almost guaranteed. So if you do these dungeons with luck potions and damage potions, you're almost guaranteed to get a godly every day or two. On the higher end, you could farm like 300 capsules per day if you were like me and got around 20 on average, but sometimes you are a little bit unlucky and you get the lower end of capsules. But yeah, that's all I had to say for this video. If you guys found this video helpful at all, then make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video off here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.